Hello. Good morning, people. This is, gee gosh, I forgot the date. Uh, because of the holiday season and everything, but it's most probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure. I'm in full festive mode still. Uh, it's the fifth day of Eid, and my city looks really empty. Empty because during this season, most of the people prefer to observe their Eid with their loved ones who might not live in the city. So I have all my relatives, all my friends, well-wishers, everybody lives here. So I usually don't go anywhere. Besides, I hate travel. It gives me a headache. I know some people, a lot of people maybe, love to travel, but that is not me. I don't like to travel. Although when it comes to travel, the cross-Atlantic flights are really the way to go. And if you can dish out some more money, maybe you can get a business class seat or even first class seat. And these seats are crazy expensive. Like the other day, I saw a video on YouTube, and this guy, he was going to from New York to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I mean, first class, Emirates Airlines probably, and the cost of the ticket was $25,000 US, and there's everything on the plane. I think it was the model Airbus A380, if I'm not mistaken. That's the largest commercial plane available right now. Although I'm sure it's still in operation, because when the Airbus company first launched the aircraft A380, it was like just like Titanic. It was gigantic. It was luxurious. It has everything, and it was crazy expensive, and it was crazy big also. I forgot how many people can Airbus A380 can hold, but it's a large number of people. So what happened after I think Emirates, they were the first bought those gigantic planes, and they have a good route and everything to customer, but those planes, they ultimately lose a lot of money. The reason is those planes are so big that like for example, you're going to Los Angeles from Kuala Lumpur, and the people going to that flight is probably 200 maybe, and the capacity of the plane is probably double than that. So most of the seats are just free. I mean, not free, I mean it was empty. The whole plane was empty. Only 1/3 of it was full. When it comes to numbers, just take it as a grain of salt, because at this point, this is 8 o'clock in the morning. I live a little bit warm, and I'm doing my exercise. I don't have the luxury to fact check what I'm saying. So take the numbers with a grain of salt. So where were we? The Airbus. Yes. So after operating the Airbus for 10 years, finally Emirates announced that no, this aircraft is too big for us, and we are unable to make money with this plane, so we're gonna drop it from our fleet, and that's it. But people who actually were in the plane when the flight was available, every one of them said that if there is luxury in the sky, that's Airbus A380. I mean, there ain't a plane like that ever before. And when it comes to plane, let me just explain, like, do you guys know that there are only two major companies who makes these aircrafts? One is the Airbus company, and one is the Boeing company. I know for a fact that the Boeing company is American. Airbus company could be European. I have to check. I don't know. But anyway, they are two different entities, and they are hugely successful. Most of the aircrafts right now flying in the sky are belonging either from Airbus or from the Boeing. Although Boeing came into heat a couple of years ago for their latest fleet. I think it was Boeing 337 or something. So what happened? There were two plane crashes a couple of years back. One was in forgot. Jesus, it's so many information. It's hard to remember. Anyway, the Boeing company came out with the the Boeing company came out with a new design of the plane, and they call it Boeing and 337 or 737, something like that. But it was a brand new plane. It was expensive and it was comfortable, but not as big as the Airbus. So those planes, they were actually a facelift from a previous generation of planes. So basically what they do, the plane company, they tries to the consumption of gas or oil or the power should be at least a minimum level for them to make money. So fuel efficiency is a must when it comes to building airplanes. And oh boy, they made an entire fleet, and that fleet was in trouble. Like even a couple of years back, they had two major crashes, and both of the crashes seemed similar. And after the FAA investigation, they were able to isolate the fault. It was actually a software called MCAS. And now, how a software which was installed in the plane in the first place for the security of the passengers became the cause of the accident. This is unbelievable. Now, based on the documentaries I've seen and the interviews I've heard of the loved ones who lost their loved ones in those plane crashes. So what happened was, when they were redesigning a plane, so they were redesigning the operating system of the aircraft also. And it's not our typical Windows. The operating system in a plane or in a car or in our PC is completely different. Although nowadays I think most of the pilots were trained in a simulator. Simulator is a plane-like structure. It acts like plane, but it's not a plane. It's a safe environment where you cannot crash, but you can learn how to fly. Anyway, so the software, I was talking about the software that caused the crashes. The software was called MCAS, and the software is, you see, when it comes to plane, I don't know that much. I know why it flies, how it flies. I don't know much about aerodynamics or stuff. Anyway, so what the scientists explain, think of it, if you're a pilot of a plane and you're inclining, okay, you're going up maybe 35,000 feet. So you have to fly your plane like kind of this way, not like this way. Okay, sometimes it may happen that planes go straight nose up, and if that happens at certain extent, when the plane reaches a certain point, it goes like this. Okay, so it starts to lose altitude. The reason is the software. It was designed basically to so that the plane get not stalled for pilot error or something. Sometimes if the pilot is error, or if for any reason, if the plane is flying the way it should not fly, the MCAS software brings the nose of the plane down. Now, this happens if the inclination of the plane is extreme. It doesn't happen when our plane just flying their normal flights, but it's probably a software glitch that certainly the MCAS software kicked in when they were going, you know, they were flying to their destinations, which was, I think it was China, the first accident. I think the flight was from Malaysia to somewhere in China. So what happened, it was a catastrophic accident, and when an American-made plane crashes, you know, there is a big investigation. There is black box recovery. There are plenty of things, and the FAA, which regulates the air traffic of the United States, you know, they have another agency who actually find out whose fault it is. I forgot the name of the agency. Anyway, so after time passed, they finally realized that the problem was not in the hardware but in the software of the plane. Yes, there was a hardware problem, but that hardware problem led to the software problem. See, when the plane flies, there's a small device by the wing which actually measures the height and other things, wind speed, stuff like that. And there's a small piece of equipment, very small, and it can be broken, it can be detached from the airplane. So that piece was detached, and the MCAS software thought that plane is inclining in a 90-degree level, and it kicked in. It forced the nose to go down. Every 5 to 7 minutes, there was a big push, and the pilot felt. I think they were talking with the air traffic control, and pilot said that they're having problems controlling the plane. The plane wants to go down, even though if everything is okay. So now the MCAS software came in as a household name. That this plane has this software, and this software caused 2 planes to crash within 6 months. So this time, what Boeing did, they grounded all their aircrafts. Forget about Boeing. Before even Boeing took the initiative, the other countries which were using Boeing's that plane, the plane that crashed, that model, they just grounded themselves. They wanted to know what the hell is going on, and I do agree. I mean, if you travel by plane all the time, you have a right to know which plane you're traveling, and stuff like that, to avoid accident. You see, the thing about plane crashes, the survival, it's not that people haven't survived plane crash because they have, but in a large commercial airlines, which flies like 35,000, 7,000 feet or something, it's hard for them to, ground all the planes because it's bad for business, and Boeing is a reputable company. So, it's a brand name. At this point, it's a brand name, and when this kind of thing happens, there's a serious dent on the brand name of Boeing. So this is basically the story I was following a couple of years back, because I had to fly, and I found out that my plane is the same plane, the one that crashed. So when I was getting on the plane, I was like kind of scared. I mean, I was thought, gee gosh, did they patch up the software? Did they fix it? Because I don't know where I was going, but I remember I was being very scared all the time. Like, just think, you're inside a plane, you know that this particular model has a tendency to crash because of a faulty software, and who knows whether they patch it or not. There were other allegations also, like for example, before coming up with this new plane, the Boeing company didn't tell the pilots about the software. They just got their training from an iPad. Can you remember? Can you imagine how ridiculous it sounds? Well, the reason is, at this point, I'm gonna have to defend the Boeing company. Boeing said that the previous model of aircraft and this model of aircraft basically identical. There are some minor changes. So if a pilot can fly a previous version of their plane, they can easily manage this plane also. That was the official Boeing statement for training their pilots through an iPad. I think it is very irresponsible for Boeing to do such things. It was irresponsible for Boeing not to let the pilots know about the MCAS software. And the funny thing is, when the MCAS software kicks in for without any reason, there is a way to disable the software. Here in this case, the pilots didn't know that the problem is caused by software, so he had no idea how to disable it. He was thinking other things. So what did we learn today? We learned that surviving plane crash is pretty much slim to none, but that's not going to stop us, right? It's been years. I flew many times. It was the first time I was a little bit uncomfortable, but later I forgot. So that's the thing. Is when I came here this morning, like as usual, I had no clue what I'm going to speak about, and suddenly I remembered the Boeing story from a couple of years back. So I thought, why not discuss it with my students? Maybe, I'm sure a lot of you already knows this, but if you don't know, now you know. And well, although it's a beautiful morning and the heat wave continues, it means it's very warm where I'm living right now. In fact, I'm walking in the sun. I overslept, so it was a bit late. I should have set an alarm clock before I wake up. I'll do that from tomorrow. I'll try to do that. Or maybe I'll take my routine to in the evening time when there is no sun. That also works. But if I do that, I won't be able to speak to you like the way I'm speaking right now. Okay, a couple of things I want to address also is after I go home, before uploading it, I actually see that the audio is okay. The reason I'm not live because it's a 10-story building and the reception of wireless internet could be somewhat limited. And I want everybody to hear my voice as clear as they can. So I'm not live, rather I'm recording me. And while recording, I see that my hand, it shakes because I'm moving constantly. So it shakes. Now, there is a, what do you call it? There's a way to fix it. And how do you say? I have to buy a gimbal. A gimbal is a device which you can, it's like a selfie stick, but it's a bit different. It also holds the phone and it handles the motions. And what does it mean? It means if I make a video while running on my in one hand my camera, now my other hand is free. If I run right now, you won't be able to watch the video because of the shakiness of the camera. My hands are, when I'm moving, my hands are not that still. I mean, try it. You'll know when you move or when you run. If you're recording yourself, then it's very difficult to get a smooth picture. So for that reason, they invented gimbal. It's a device that basically holds the phone and keeps the phone in a way that the shakiness and other things are gone. One little problem though, those gimbals are not cheap. They're not expensive either, but it's not cheap. And I think that it's working, so I'd rather not buy another piece of equipment because when it comes to phone, I don't use telephone that much. My calls are answered by my wife usually, and she tells me who's calling, what is it for. Otherwise, I don't take phone calls usually from in my house because I have got so many things going on. I don't have time. So my wife handles that portion of the that portion of my work. Wow, it's 25 minutes. I can believe it's 25 minutes gone. Just chatting with you guys. So I wanna tell. Okay, yeah, yesterday after making the video, I went back to home, and when I settled down in front of PC to see what's going on inside the group, I thought, as usual, there are some grammatical questions, there are some questions. Okay, there are particularly one questions a topic I wanna touch here is many people give their post is like this, that I need your WhatsApp number, or I need a girlfriend, or I need a boyfriend, or who knows. A sort of personal questions, and I see an uprising in the group. Yeah, and some people are saying, no, we can't allow this sort of posts. And well, I agree and disagree. You may ask why do I agree? I mean, their point is, the people who doesn't want to see this kind of post, their point is they're polluting the community by posting such nonsense. Like, for example, I need a girlfriend. This is not the way. I mean, it's true. It doesn't. I mean, if you make a post like that, nobody will reply. But I was talking about whether it should be allowed in the group or not. I think it should be allowed in the group because, because it will help. Maybe it will not help the particular individual to get his girlfriend, but it can help as a mean of communication skill. He might meet someone who is not a girl, rather a male figure, or me sometimes, and I can tell them that don't do like that. When you post stuff like that, you actually make a fool out of yourself. But on the flip side, you can engage in a conversation why it should be allowed or it shouldn't be allowed, which will give you an edge when it comes to speaking English or written English in the future. So it's a win-win situation. I say, let it go. Who cares? There are some girls also. I don't know whether they're girls or not, but I know that they're for the entertainment of the members. If that is allowed, then the admins should allow this kind of post also, because what's the difference? It's all entertainment anyway. When I see posts like that, I laugh out loud. I think to myself, okay, this guy has no idea how to talk to women or girls because they're young and everything, so they don't know. And I think I may throw some kind of ropes to them. how to strike a conversation online without fighting. I'm very good at that. I'm very good at fighting also, but I don't do that anymore because I said that before, it goes against Facebook's terms and conditions, and I will never violate any Facebook's terms and conditions when it comes to written English or spoken English or whatever. It's 30 minutes and 29 cents. In case if you're wondering why I stopped because my time is up. So now I'm gonna go home, and the very first thing I'm gonna do is to take a shower. After that, maybe I'll fix some breakfast for me. In my house, everybody's still sleeping. I'm the one who's the early bird here. So we talked about, what did we talk about today? We talked about planes, Boeing versus Airbus, the MCAS software. The plane crashes. Tragic, I know, but what are you gonna do? Accidents happen. And I don't know. I was talking about the post, the lame post in the group. Like I need your WhatsApp number or something like that. So this is my take on these two subjects, and may I remind you that these were not pre-planned. It just came to my mind and I'm speaking. If you disagree with me, you can surely do, because I believe in democracy. I believe that everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So I respect your opinion, and I respect that. I'm not that kind of guy that if my values or my whatever I want or whatever in my mind, if it doesn't matches with other people, I don't get mad at them, because I know there are lots of people, lots of agreements, disagreements can happen. So I'm not gonna waste your time or waste my time here right now, because I gotta go home. So this is Fluent Future signing off from the rooftop of planet Earth. I'll probably see you. I can promise, but I'll probably see you tomorrow too. And if I don't see you, just remember that it's crazy summer, and this time it's crazy hot. I couldn't wake up or something like that. So this is it for today. Saying goodbye, and wish you all the very best of luck. Goodbye.